somewhere.
Go find it.
It's on the table.
Oh,
No, I'll get it.
thanks. Danny's going to hold a picture. She was absolutely beautiful. And she met a guy when she was 14 years old. She dated him on and off for many, many years. And on November 3rd, this is Suzette. This is a real person. And this is her real brother. On November 3rd, her boyfriend, allegedly, I guess I have to say because I don't want to mess up the trial, it'll probably take forever, stabbed her 12 times until she was dead. On November 3rd, Suzette left us forever. She left her brother without a sibling. She left his future children without cousins. She left her mother and father without being able to wake up and see Suzette every morning. Now, I want her to be here, so I'm going to keep her right here. Danny's mother was a friend of mine for 12 years. I love her like my own family. Danny's mother's name is Teresa. And when I went through my own challenges in life, like my divorce, my problems with my kids, she could relate to because she had problems with her son too. Just kidding, Danny. But she was always the person that I could go to when I needed to cry or laugh or get help. Teresa never asked for anything in return, and I always wondered would I ever be able to give back to my friend and help her the way that she has helped me for 12 years. Well, on November 3rd, I got the text message from Danny. It was about 11 o'clock at night. Nobody had power. It was an awful time in Connecticut because we were hit so badly by the storm. And I heard some chatter on Facebook that something tragic happened to Suzette. So I texted Danny, and I said, what happened to Suzette? And I will never forget this as long as I live. He wrote back 3 words, she was murdered. I fell to the ground. My 12-year-old was with me, and he fell to the ground with me and cried when he found out what had happened. I don't know why I broke down as badly as I did. The tragedy that she was gone was overwhelming, and in such a violent way, it was devastating. But the part that caused me so much pain at that moment was that my friend, that would have done anything for anybody and still would, has to suffer, along with her son and her husband. I couldn't imagine what that was like. So I said to Danny, I of course called him in the middle of the night and said, you know, I'm crying to him. He just lost his sister, and I couldn't even get words out, and he's comforting me. And I said, please get your mother on the phone to me. And within 12 hours, there was my caller ID. It said, Danny, Teresa was on the phone, and we cried for about 5 minutes. And I finally got the words out and said, what can I do? And she said 2 things. She's very direct. She's brilliant also, and she knows exactly what she needs to get through and to help people in life. She said, I need you to hug your children, and I need you to help me stop this from ever happening to anyone else again. And I thought, oh my God, I don't know if I can do that. I mean, that's an awfully ambitious goal. But I said I would do my best. Now, the reason Teresa asked me to do this is because I told some of our actors this. 7 years ago, I started a dating company. about everyone